reviewing Thursday Night Football and looking at 7 NFC home games right now on FFT Express. David Adam here, or I'm Adam. He's Dave. Dave's our conductor today.
Do you know that there's a sports card company called Dave and Adam's Card World?
No, I didn't know that.
They buy, sell, trade sports cards and memorabilia. They've been around for a bazillion years. It is not us.
Should we buy something from them? Like together?
Should Dave and Adam buy something from Dave and Adams?
I think we should.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and buy a 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle.
Okay. I'll pay you back.
Okay.
Well, this has been FFT Express. Thanks, everyone. Let's talk about Kansas City 27 and Baltimore 20. Give me 3 big takeaways from this game.
Takeaway number 1 is that the Ravens offensive line could harpoon the offense a little bit. We saw Derrick Henry not get a lot of rushing lanes, and Lamar Jackson, A, was running all for his life, and B, had a ton of short throws. And I'm hoping that that changes as they see some weaker opponents moving forward, and that A-dot, especially for Zay Flowers, gets moving in the right direction. It was under 5.5. I think it was 5.4 yards was his A-dot against Kansas City. Takeaway number 2, Mark Andrews. Everybody's nervous about him and that Isaiah Likely is the new big thing in Baltimore, and that might prove to be true. But on a lot of the big plays for Baltimore, or would-be big plays for Baltimore, Andrews was double-teamed. And I think after what Isaiah Likely did in this game, opposing defenses won't be able to keep double-teaming Mark Andrews. He would be a buy low for me, but it would have to be a buy very low. And if you've got Mark Andrews on your fantasy team, you shouldn't panic just yet. And then Travis Kelce, kind of the same thing, but I might panic a little bit more on him because Rashee Rice was crushing it on those inside routes. Those are routes that often went to Travis Kelce in the past. We don't know what this offense is going to look like when Marquise Brown comes back. Not saying that Travis Kelce is going to be a dud. I don't think we should panic either, but those mouths to feed between Rice, Brown, Xavier Worthy look pretty good too, Adam. I think it could hurt that target volume that we've really enjoyed from Travis Kelce through the years.
Yeah, if you're drafting today, who's the first player non-running back off the board? No, even including the but even including the running backs, just Chiefs and Ravens. Who's the first one?
Was Pacheco the highest guy for me going in drafts? I believe he was, and so I'll say him.
And then who?
Probably Derrick Henry. I would not panic at all about Derrick Henry. I know he only had about half the snaps, and it felt a lot like 2023 Derrick Henry. But there's going to be so much positive game script in his future. We're going to get a lot of like 15 to 20 point PPR games out of Henry this year.
Okay. I thought maybe Rashee Rice would climb up there, but no.
I think if I was redrafting now, would I take Rice ahead of the tight ends? I think it's just with Marquise Brown coming back. I'm wondering if that target volume is going to shrink just enough to hurt Rashee Rice, but I think I would still do it. I think I would still take Rice out of the tight ends just because now, in the case of both of them, there is some uncertainty. I don't think there's much uncertainty about Rashee Rice anymore.
All right, we're going to take a break on FFT Express. When we come back, we have 7 games, and Dave's going to give us real quick start sit advice for each of them. We'll be right back. Jets are at San Francisco. Go.
My nickname for you is host with the most. San Francisco's got some interesting situations with Trent Williams and Brandon Aiyuk. Not exactly 100% back. Remember, neither of them practiced with the team. Williams was away from the team out of training camp. I think because Aiyuk might not be totally up to speed, Deebo Samuel's in play. He's a top 20 receiver for me. Kittle's a must start. I'm nervous about Brock Purdy against that defense, though. I would try and start a different quarterback over Brock Purdy. He's pretty low in my rankings. I guess just start Christian McCaffrey. And then on the other side, Breece Hall is a must. Garrett Wilson is a must. You caught the sarcasm there with McCaffrey.
Yeah,
right?
I did. Yeah.
Okay, good. Aaron Rodgers in 2 QB leagues, fine. 1 QB leagues, no. And that's really about it.
Pittsburgh at Atlanta.
Kind of nervous about everybody in this game not named Bijan Robinson. And we know that Drake London was drafted highly, and I think you're going to start Drake London. I would lower expectations just a little bit. This is Kirk Cousins' first game since the Achilles tear. When he practiced, he looked fine. I don't know how he'll be in a game going up against TJ Watt and Cam Hayward. I think that might kind of speed him up a little bit. He could be a little rusty. So I've lowered expectations for London. Pitts is still a must-start tight end, but he's ranked 10th for me. Mooney is a DFS sleeper. And then for the Steelers, I'm not really excited about anybody. Najee is a borderline starter. George Pickens is a borderline starter. I think he's a good number 3 receiver. Freiermuth is kind of a low-end streamer for week number 1. But I will say this, with Russell Wilson potentially missing the game, you should go see if Justin Fields is available on your waiver wire. It doesn't matter what type of league that you're in. Obviously, in Superflex leagues, he's gone. But over 80% of CBS Sports leagues, he's a free agent. Find the worst player on your bench, and it can even be a kicker. Cut that person, pick up Justin Fields. If he's the starter for the Steelers, you've got something for however long he's the starter. And if he's not the starter for the Steelers, you can replace him before kickoff on Sunday.
Denver at Seattle.
I think that this is a game where the Seattle Seahawks show what they can do. This is a new offense for them. I think it'll end up being pretty good. Kenneth Walker is a must start. I've got DK as a must start. I know Pat Surtain's going to stick to him. It didn't work out very well for DK 2 years ago, but this is a different offense. I'm bullish on Seattle's offense being good. I think JSN is a low-end flex at best. I would not start Tyler Lockett. Geno is an interesting QB play. Not a top 12 guy for me. Definitely is going to be popular in DFS. Obvious must start in super flex leagues. I think he can end up being pretty good in this game. Noah Fant is a sleeper at tight end. And Denver's offense, the only guy that I'm truly excited about is Javonte Williams. He's a low-end RB2. Cortland Sutton, more of a bench receiver this week, maybe a wide receiver 3. Am I missing anybody from this game? Seattle defense, top 10 unit this week against Bo Nix making his first start.
All right. Sorry, I'll let you catch your breath a little bit. I'll slow down. Washington at Tampa Bay.
Excited about a lot of the players in this game, and certainly for the Buccaneers. Mike Evans must start. Rachaad White must start. Chris Godwin, I've got him ranked outside of my top 24, and to be honest with you, I don't feel good about it. I think he should be higher than that. I think he could have an excellent game. Very concerned about both the Commanders' pass rush and the secondary holding up against this unit, which means Baker Mayfield is a borderline start this week. And I'm also very encouraged by the Bucs offensive line. We didn't really talk about that on the main show. Center Graham Barton is going to be a beast this year. That's it for Tampa. Jalen McMillan, maybe a DFS tournament dart throw. On Washington's side, I've got Robinson as a borderline start. He's a maybe guy. Flex, probably more so in non-PPR. I would not start Ekeler. McLaurin is the receiver that I like the best on Washington, obviously. And I think he's a great number 3 wide receiver. If you've got him as your wide receiver 2, that's okay. Jane Daniels is a borderline start. I think he's got upside to do well. I would trust him in his quarterbacking skills, both as a passer and then obviously his rushing skills in this game against Tampa. I think the Bucs are going to try blitzing him a ton. I think he can beat I think he can beat the blitz both as a runner and as a passer. That's good for McLaurin. That's good for Daniels. Zach Ertz is a streaming tight end.
Yeah, the Buccaneers last year, they gave up the second most completions of 20-plus yards, the 9th most completions of 20 or more air yards. So Godwin and McLaurin were guys that were kind of a tough call for me in drafts. I prefer Godwin slightly in full PPR, but I like them. And I like them this week. I mean, I think it's going to be a good start for them. And if they do get off to a good start, we could talk about their trade value. We got 3 games left, Dave. Let's go Carolina at New Orleans.
Not a lot to love here. For the Panthers, Chuba Hubbard is a borderline number 2, number 3 running back. I believe Jamie likes him more than I do for the game. I would prefer him in non-PPR compared to full PPR. Deontay Johnson is a number 3 wide receiver in full PPR. Not trusting anybody else in this Carolina offense. For New Orleans, I've got Olave ranked top 15. I don't know how much I love it. I don't know how much passing that we're going to see from the Saints in this game. I think that they are going to be able to run on Carolina, but when they do drop back to pass, Panthers pass rush, massive liability. Secondary, not very good. So Olave could have a couple of splash plays. Taysom Hill is a top 12 tight end. You can start him as a tight end pretty much on any site on the planet now, and I think you should take advantage of that. I think he's going to be an important part. Kamara is a must start. Derek Carr is probably somebody that you're not really considering.
Rams at Lions. Is there anyone you don't want to start? Anyone that we would normally start?
I would not start Demarcus Robinson. I would prefer not to start.
Jameson Williams, David Montgomery.
Yeah, I'm starting all those guys, and I'm starting the quarterbacks too. They're both top 12.
You're not starting Jameson Williams, are you?
Yeah, he's a flex.
All right. This is the big high-scoring game. Go get him. Minnesota's at the Giants.
Sorry about that, guys. I've got Jefferson as a must start. Malik Neighbors is a must start. I've got Aaron Jones is a must start. And who am I missing? Devin Singletary? No. Yeah. Jordan Addison? Not really. I don't think there's a tight end in this game that I'm really into. There's not a quarterback in this game I'm not really into. Vikings defense I'm into. That's about it.
Okay.
That's right, I got to run.
Okay. Bye, Dave. And I'm Adam Aizer. Have a great weekend, everybody. This is FFT Express. We'll talk to you Sunday.